Today on Can Haz Armory, how to turn a multimeter from a disposable battery to one that uses a rechargeable. So this video is meant primarily for fencing armorers, but if you want to see how to convert the meter and not listen to my backstory, go to this timestamp right here and you'll see me start to work. Here we go. So the backstory. I've been armoring for about 25 years. I've gone through a lot of different test boxes. I've upgraded mine a couple of times. I'm upgrading it again to use initially 3 of the A6 boxes out of Italy. The armorers know what these are. I've done a video on it. Real nice little box. The problem was the box is so popular, I found out that I wasn't going to be able to get a third. So I had to find a multimeter to do the lame checks, because one was going to be on weapon, one was going to be on body cores, one was going to be on lame. The problem was, because I already started making the box and had it fit in a certain storage case, I'm size limited on the size of the multimeter I can get. Looked around, happened to find this Cobalt one from Lowe's. It's a mini multimeter, fits the bait perfectly, so yay on that. The problem is it's got, pardon me, that little disposable 12-volt battery, which is not typically commercially available. I can't get it at Ralph's like I can a 9-volt or a double or AAA battery. And also, if I have to replace the battery, it's going to take time, which I don't have in a knack, especially if I'm on day 0 or day 1 control. And I realized, the other 2 boxes are rechargeable. I wonder if I can find a way to make this box rechargeable. Well, YouTube being YouTube, of course, I can find videos on that, not a problem. But there are problems. One of 3 flavors. Number 1, there was no voiceover at all, so I couldn't be instructed. I just had to watch them do stuff, which is not a how-to, it's a demonstration. And there's no information on screen except for a little bit of text saying, here's that this one particular part model is, or whatever. I could kind of parse it out, but I couldn't get any questions answered about what to look for, how to do it. So that was almost worthless. Then there are ones where there's a lot of voiceover. Sounds like it has a lot of information. Problem is, it sounds like it's in Hindi, which I don't speak. So again, I can't get any information off of it. The third one was, it's an English speaker, but he's native Hindi speaker, and it's so heavily accented, I can't follow it. So those were really difficult to follow. Between watching the videos and talking to a couple other armorers, thank you Liz Baker and Graham Allen for helping me through this. I was able to actually figure out how to do the job. And I realized I might as well shoot a video on it and have one up in English. Even my poor English with my mumbling will be better for someone who's trying to figure out how to do this. So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this unit and we're going to take the battery out first off. Okay, battery door comes up, this battery door, and you can see this has one of those little small 823Ms. This is a 12-volt battery. We're not going to use this. We replace it with this rechargeable lithium-ion battery. And so you plugged into this circuit board and boost module, which I'll go over in a second. So let's look over the battery first. The battery, you see, is 3.7 volts and 1,000 milliamps. So it's basically 1 amp. That's the amount of power it's outputting. I'm not going to be using this, so I'm going to cut that off and strip the wires in a second. The boost module is to boost the power because it needs 12 volts. The battery puts out 3.7. So this here is a charging port. We're only concerned with these 2. I'm sorry, which 2? Hang on a second. Yeah. These 2 and these 2, as far as the connection is concerned. So we'll show that when I do the soldering iron on it. So first things first, let's go ahead and strip that. I'm gonna cut this top part off. I don't need those because I'm gonna solder those wires directly to this when the time comes. So we strip that real quick. Find my strippers over here. And these wires are really small. It's be difficult to strip, so let's see if I can get it done here without breaking the wires. I don't think it'll strip here, will it? Ah, it will, good. Get it stripped. Okay. So now I've got wires stripped. I'm not going to connect it just yet. I have to make sure that this is going to output enough voltage. Put this aside for the time being. So what we need to do is get a tool to connect this to another ohm meter. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some flux on this. Okay, flux on that. The iron should be hot enough. Hold a moment. Okay, over to my sponge. Okay, here we go. Now, this should be enough. Oh yeah. So let's tin this. Okay. So those wires are tinned. Put those aside. Now let's get this. And again, we're going to be using these two back here and these two up here in the front. So let's just put some solder on those right now. Okay, now put some flux on the pads. Should do it. And here we go. Okay. Back here. That should do it. So now, got some solder on this pad here and on this pad here. Now I'm going to connect the battery. Before I connect the battery, though, I want to test it. Hang on. Okay, so I've got my other meter out. I've got the leads connected to the test leads. Let's turn that back on. How much power we got going out there? We got about 4 volts, a little more than 3.7. That's fine. So now I know this battery works. Turn that off for a second. Unclip that. I'll need that later. Now, I'm going to connect the boost module to the battery. I'm going to try and do it down here without needing the clips. Okay, so we have battery positive, battery negative, so black wire there. Okay, negative, positive, black wire there, red wire there. Okay. So now that's connected. Now let's test that out. So I'm going to take my other meter, turn it on. Going to connect it to the leads here. So again, we have positive, negative, so red's the positive. Okay, so I've got a length of red and black wire here. I've already tinned the wires. I'm going to now attach it. Again, voltage out positive, voltage out negative there. Let's test that real quick. Okay, so now we have the connections from the battery here. Voltage out here, going to go to the meter. Before I do that, I'm going to make a hole in here for the wires. So here it is here. Put the hole there, melt that through this. Okay. The wires come through. The real question is how much wire do you need? I'm gonna solder them to these connections here. We have, that's the positive. That's the negative. So let's put some solder in right now. So and then so I have some flux on that. How I want to make this a question, so let's see. That's there. About there's when I make it. Don't need it too long. And again, let's put some flux and tin these wires. Okay. Okay, wires are tinned. And now the fun part. Let's do the negative side first. Okay, so we can connect the wires positive to this end. Positive connected. Negative to the spring side. I can feel the heat. There we go. Okay. So now we have battery, boost module to this. Let's see if it works. Survey says. Does not work. We're not have power here. Okay, so everything's on, plugged in. I have power now. That's not a problem there. And you see over here is the red light. The battery is low. It's charging up. It's red now, and it's fully charged. Will turn green, and I should have no problem here. Let's wait for it to charge up a little bit. We'll take care of this. Okay, so the battery is fully charged. You can see, boom. So now we have no battery in the back, being powered by the 3.7 and the boost module. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to put it back together now and set it for, so I can use it reasonably easily. Hang on a second. Okay, so I put the cover back on, and I have the battery and the boost module being held together by this double-sided sticky back tape, foam tape, and you can see the layers right there. And this will hold it on. I'll probably make a little enclosure for this later on. But for right now, that's perfectly fine. And as you can see, ta-da! So that is how you can convert a multimeter powered by a battery, disposable one, to one powered by a rechargeable. Happy armoring.